yeah, man. What was that song on Monday Night Football, Tony? All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night. In this case, I'm going, all my rowdy friends are here on a Tuesday afternoon. And by the way, Tony, the tradition continues. It's an unstoppable force like a flood or a tsunami. Cannot be stopped by mankind. And that, of course, would be the honoring of the pre-show post of the day. And today I'm going with, where'd he go? Oh, he scrolled by so fast, it's already gone. Shoot. Somebody had a nice Stud Nuts post. It was like, hey, it's time for Stud Nuts and Creative Tony. Whoever that was, my bad. You already scrolled out of my line of vision. But anyway, the pre-show post goes to the Stud Nuts reference, which would be me. After my dalliance with Cheap Trick, and Rick Nielsen has re-nicknamed me Stud Nuts. Well, you know what it is? And then here comes Rags. No robes. He's calling us out on the robes. Here's the thing, Rags. It's kind of rainforesty here today. It's like, it's humid. It's raining, it's hot, and it's just too muggy and soupy to go robe. I can't robe up today, T. How about you? It's just too hot and muggy. It's just a gross day.
Same. I had the robe on and I took it off because I was sweating.
That's what I'm saying. Way too hot for the robes. Yeah. So, Rags, we're going robe free on a Roby Tuesday. We kind of write and then rewrite our own rules as we go. Oh, you know what, Tony? Speaking of rules, and here's what we're doing today. By the way, Joy P, Patty. So,
the rules are there ain't no rules.
Okay, well, with that in mind, let me just say this. I want to talk about the future of the Giants and the skipper situation today. I want to talk about some MLB playoffs, which are officially underway. I got a score out of Cleveland. Tigers up 1-0 in the fourth, and we'll get into Major League Baseball playoffs. We got to do a Niners, wellness check here because the walking wounded list continues. But Tony and I were just having our pre-show meeting. I want to bounce something off the PNP Familia. You guys tell me how you feel about this. Tony and I have been talking about this for a little while now. And I want to take it to you guys. Just get a little reaction. Take your temperature. Actually, you know what we'll do, Tony? This will be a wellness check on our PNP community. And by the way, side note, when did the term wellness creep into our vernacular? Like, when did wellness become a thing? Like, it's a wellness check. It's a wellness set. Like, wellness. Nobody cared about wellness when we were growing up, dude. It was far from that. If you weren't well, tough ass, you figure it out. And by the way, shout out to the Ramones. I want to be well. I want to be well. But anyway, Tony, when did wellness move in? When did this happen?
Definitely a hip word. A synonym is just healthy, right? Just
Be
healthy, eat healthy, drink a lot of water, exercise, spend time by yourself,
listen to good music. I don't know.
Dude, another one is mindfulness.
That's a good one too. Yeah, mindfulness, dude. Mindfulness.
Hey, yeah. I'm all for mindfulness, actually, but the word is everywhere now. But I am all for it. We actually do mindfulness training in San Carlos Little League with this woman, Jacqueline Grayson. She's awesome. And she...
Hold on, Tony. Let me interrupt this broadcast. Hold on. Let me, we're not doing enough of this lately. Stand by for the proper effect, Tony. Hold on. Tony, you're talking about wellness checks for Little League teams? Is that what you're saying? As I get Principal Paulie going here on a Tuesday? What do you mean wellness for Little League? The whole thing is like an oxymoron to me. What do you got?
Well, Principal Paulie, actually, we do a mindfulness training. It's like an hour-long training with the kids about just because baseball is a very mental sport. And so
the thinking man's game, Tony. The thinking man's game. It's a chess match.
Training these kids to breathe through moments on the mound or at the plate.
Sounds very Gabe Kapler. You know what I mean? How are your breathing exercises? Gabe Kapler walks out to the mound. How's your wellness? How's your wellness today? How's your safety? Are you safe? You know what I mean?
If you want to talk about one of the things I liked about Gabe Kapler, besides his attention to his physique, was that
a lot of attention to his physique. That's maybe the most important thing on his priority list. All right, got to get up today, bench 350, 170 times. I'm going to run 10 miles with my shirt off up and down Vallejo Street, which he used to do. Guy used to sprint up hills in San Francisco. I've seen him. So to Tony, shirtless, by the way. Skipper of the Giants, running sprints. What did you like? You like the wellness Kapler tip? Is that what you're saying?
I liked that he paid attention to the mental side of the game and the just there's a t-shirt I have that says strength isn't always physical, and it says mental health Giants mental health program.
Well, I'd rather subscribe to the Giants mental health program as we honor Quiet Riot as often as possible. Kevin Dubrow, rest in peace. Tony, mental health versus mental health. What's your mental health? 10 times out of 10.
Mental health will drive you mad, Paulie.
Let's not forget, too, that in Footloose, when Kevin Bacon comes pulling into the high school parking lot with his VW Bug, he's blasting Bang Your Head by Quiet Riot, which never really fit in musically to the rest of that soundtrack, but it's in there. Just for, I know you're a big Footloose guy.
I couldn't be a bigger Footloose guy. Honest to God. And when the first time I saw that, I was like, this is incredible. He's cruising into the gas station with not only driving a VW Bug that's beat up, but also cranking Quiet Riot. Shout out and just a hat tip to the producers of that movie. Whoever suggested that gets a big bonus in my book because it stands out. And go back and watch Footloose now. Not the remake. Don't even waste your time on the remake. Just go to the original. You got Christopher Penn. You got Laurie Singer. You have Sarah Jessica Parker. You've got
Chris Penn driving a tractor. That's all I need personally. I'm sold right there.
Kevin Bacon, and you got John Lithgow, dude.
Lithgow scared me in that movie, dude, with his religious imagery, and he's yelling at people about dancing. The whole thing was crazy. And by the way, stop remaking classic 80s films, and I'll tell you why. It's a big waste of
sorry, Paulie. When I see this in the chat, I have to just call attention to it. There are people in the chat that have not seen Footloose. Okay.
Take it away. This is your segment to shine. Go ahead. Spread your wings, Tony.
People, it's worth your time. It's less than 2 hours, and watching the metamorphosis of John Lithgow's character from the anti-dancing, anti-fun pastor of the town into acceptance.
John Joseph's response to you: no way. You're saying watch Footloose? No way. I kind of feel you, JJ. Hey, Tony, I want to. What? You want to finish? I'm sorry. Finish your Footloose screed here. Go ahead.
It gets such a bad rap. People like I've heard people say like, oh, it's like a, the bad phrase chick flick, or oh, it's like, no, it is not, man. It's got great high school.
It's comedy. To me, it's a comedy. I mean, they're playing chicken with tractors, dude. How are you not laughing during that scene? And the music's going like all dramatic. It's insane. Dude, Tony,
Bacon going down the stairway yelling, "Let's dance!"
How about this, dude? How about the scene where he's all frustrated and he doesn't know what to do with himself? So, dude, he goes into some empty warehouse with a bottle of beer and a couple of smokes. And, dude, he starts drinking, smoking. Next thing you know, he's like swinging from the pipes. He's doing somersaults, dude. He's doing like an angry, like modern dance routine. Your boy, Kevin Bacon, just flying through the air, literally in that scene.
Dude, that scene is a tremendous scene because it's all about him needing space and time for himself, Paulie.
Well, but once again, back to wellness, back to the original point here. Bacon was trying to check boxes about his wellness. Now, here's the thing. I want to ask you guys a question before we get started today. And then I want to talk about Dr. Matt Young for a second because he has been on fire lately. So I want to talk Dr. Matt Young. And also, Tony, I want to let people know that T and I have been talking behind the scenes, and I want to just like kind of an instant reaction, just a quick informal poll here. How would the PMP community feel if we moved the show to a 12 noon start daily and we kept the night flight where it is? Because we're starting to feel like more people are able to join us if we start at noon. Okay, that's just kind of the thought behind this whole thing. And I kind of let me know what you guys think. Is to shoot us comments throughout the show and let us know. But we're talking about it. We think it might be a better move. See, John Joseph, no, with a bunch of O's. So, but this is why I'm asking. If you guys are down with that, would it be good for you? Would it be bad for you? We want to take care of our people, but we're also trying to position the show. See, look at this, Greensleeves. I work at noon. Tony, how do we handle this crisis? It's hard to satisfy everybody. It is. It's tough. It's tough to figure out the right place.
It's impossible to please everybody. That's all I'm going to say. We're looking for consistency. We're looking for just a place to put the show where most people can join.
We're looking for love in all the wrong places. Dude, we're looking for Mr. Goodbar, okay? Shout out Richard Gere in Looking for Mr. Goodbar. If that's one, if you haven't seen, go see it. Tony, we got a couple supers coming in. Let's talk to these guys real quick. And then we'll proceed. Aaron Cass, speaking of wellness and mindfulness, it feels great to get back into watching and listening to PNP. However, Tony, I did not appreciate the absolute ass kicking on my fantasy team this week. Okay, how about a quick and thank you, Aaron, as always, bro. It's a pleasure. How about a quick fantasy update on the Stud Nuts team versus the Aaron Cass crew?
Well, dude, yeah, I wasn't going to bring it up, Aaron, but since you are,
I wasn't going to bring it up. I didn't think we needed to talk about that.
well, I just see Aaron's an absolute gentleman, and we love Aaron on the show. But we beat Aaron, Master of Particles / Stud Nuts. Beat the Octopuses, Aaron Cask's team, 142-89. So we had a good week, Paulie. And I didn't even start my guy, Michael Penix. I started Jared Goff, but Penix sat on the bench and he scored more points than Goff. But we had other people going off, bud. We had let's see. Oh, dude, we had Josh Jacobs went off, Jahmyr Gibbs went off, Marvin Harrison Jr., George freaking Pickens had a great day for us, Paulie. So, and so did the Eagles D. So, but you know what's crazy is the Packers defense for Aaron Casco, I thought would have gone off, had negative points for Aaron. So, Aaron, I apologize. Hopefully, after the game, you listen to some Black Sabbath to get your head right. Because, yeah, I saw that score and I was like, ooh, out of respect for Cask, I'm not even going to bring it up, but Cask being the gentleman, taking the high road, said, I'm going to bring it to the table. So, thank you, Aaron, and you know what? I look forward to meeting you maybe in the playoffs down the road, hopefully. But Paulie, that brings Master Particles / Stud Nuts to 4-0 on the season so far.
Well, this is what you specialize in, dude. This is the boards you tread are the boards of the fantasy community. I just kind of stand on the sidelines and observe. A couple more supers real quick, T, and then we'll get into Dr. Young and start the show. Ray Goodman, I played with a duo 12 to 2 p.m. today. Dude, Commercial Street, 535 Commercial Street, San Francisco. It's funny, Ray, I got band practice tonight with the Peaches, and you got a gig, a nice little a 2-hour lunchtime set. I love that. I'm assuming Ray has a bass player, kind of like we used to do, T. I'm guessing.
I would think so. Also, I'm going up to San Francisco after the show to go to our family pharmacy and help break down shelving and like pack up all the stuff because the family pharmacy closed.
You talking like demolition work? You gonna show up with like a sledgehammer, like a Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting kind of thing, or
it's not demo? It's more like taking down shelves, packing things up, and there's a lot of. They've been in that store for over 40 years, so there's a lot of stuff that's accumulated in storage, in the garage, and there's a couple of keepsakes that I want to grab to bring home, and also help my Uncle Jerry just pack up stuff. So, hey, Ray, if I have time, I'll swing by 535 Commercial Street and check out the duo. But thanks for the heads up, man.
Have a great day, Ray. Play well, my man. Play well, sing well, do your Ray Goodman thing. I love it, bro. Cheers. Moving on. There's another one too. Maybe there might even be two more. They flew by. I can't see them anymore. Go ahead.
I have to ask Ray real quick. So, would today be Ray Goodman and the Soul Mate instead of the Soul Mates?
Yeah,
because it's a duo. Just a little riff there. Paulie, we don't need no stinking badges. Says I think we need a Stud Nuts Nutcracker merch.
Dommy, hey, Dommy Peralta, he's in the room. What's up today, Dom? How you doing? And bro, I saw your text. Yes, I'm down. That whole thing you said about Tolbert is great. We're in. Yeah, Stud Nut. No, dude, I'm down. I need Stud Nuts merch too. I do. And by the way, you know what's kind of cool about this for Dom? You have license to like create your own imagery. I don't know what comes to mind when you think Stud Nuts, but I'm sure you'll come up with something. So thank you, Badges, and thank you, Dommy Peralta. Yeah.
Stud Nuts. Paulie, I love calling you Stud Nuts and Stinky Badges. Thank you for the super. And before we get to Dr. Young and Carlos De La Fuente, since you brought it up, Paulie, I feel like we should show the crowd.
The warehouse, beautiful.
This is Kevin Bacon. He's got a butt in his hand. He just drove the bug into the warehouse.
Look at the frustration. He's slouched over the wheel. Yeah.
There we go.
That bacon's pissed.
Cassette tape.
Yeah, chucking it, spiking it. Can't contain him, Tony. He's got to do it. He's got to do his thing. Yeah, get there, Bacon. Look at him.
Now I'm gonna pause it so we don't get in trouble by YouTube.
That's great footage already, though, dude. The music. Did you see him spike the cassette cover on the floor? Just spiked it.
Dude, wait till you see the beer toss coming up here. That's
I remember the beer toss. I'm down.
And I think that's a genuine draft, by the way. The champagne of beers that he's enjoying. And we're gonna get to Bob Melvin. We're gonna get to Niners. We're gonna get to Brock Purdy and Mac Jones and all that stuff. But hold on, we got Kevin Bacon and Footloose to tend to for a second.
I'm down. I'm in.
Oh, there's Lithgow as the preacher.
He's having flashbacks. Yeah, these are all the thoughts in his head. Look at dude, that guy scares me right there. He really does. He's like a demon, scary demon, an anti-dancing demon. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Bacon's not having it, Tony. He's not having it. He's going, bro, I'll spin around on the roof of my Beetle if you try to stop me from dancing. He's like, I got moves I need to break off and clear some space.
Oh man, hang on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
Here it comes, bro. Here it comes. Oh, is that a joint? I don't remember this, dude. I think I do need to go back and watch this. I don't remember that at all. And you see the toe drag. He did a toe point with a toe drag, incorporating maybe some ballet moves there. No, it's as good as it gets. Dude. By the way, shout out to the kid with the doobie in the middle of the classroom.
So this is the scene where Bacon gets busted because the guy blames it on Bacon for the J.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah.
So, anyways, this is a little fun for Kevin Bacon, a little Footloose. If you haven't gotten it, get involved. That's all I'm gonna say is just get involved.
All right, I want to get involved with Dr. Matt Young right now, one of our great sponsors. We love Dr. Matt Young. Creative Tony's been a busy patient lately with Dr. Young. And, dude, the Philips electric toothbrush, Dr. Young sent us some gear. Dude, that thing rules, man. I'm never giving up my Philips, dude. Have you gone into your Philips yet, Tony? What do you call it? It's not a vibrating toothbrush. What do you call that thing?
Electric toothbrush, basically, and it thing rules. And it's
the first one I've ever used. It's the first electric brush I've ever used, and I don't ever want to go back.
Same. And
once
now
electric, you don't go back. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I have no clue. And once I told Dr. Young on a text, I'm like, I don't know why I waited this long.
Right.
And
what are we doing? Well, we've been missing out for years. Yeah.
It's like a mouth massage, dude. It's like
that's great.
Like,
oh, by the way, speaking of the mouth, where's our lips? Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you. So, mouth massage, perfect terminology right there. So, Dr. Matt Young has all kind of dental tips like that. The best way to take care of your dental health. He can talk to you about it when you go into his office at 490 Post Street. Give him a call. 415-392-8611. Dr. Matt Young is a friend of mine, and I happen to know for a fact when you walk through his doors, he will treat you like a friend as well. And again, I've said this in the past. I kind of built the whole campaign on this about how uptight I used to be, how nervous I used to be, how unpleasant going to the dentist used to be. And then I met Dr. Matt Young, and all that stuff kind of melted away. Now, like Tony was saying last week, you kind of look forward to it, because he makes it a pretty decent experience for you, man. He's got all kinds of like relaxation techniques, whether it's providing you with headphones. He will give you the gas if you need that. And I don't want to make a joke out of that, because it is, it's used for anesthesia, but it's also used to calm people down like me. And then, of course, it takes care of the pain if it's a painful procedure. But Dr. Matt Young's been in practice for over 25 years. He offers all the comprehensive dental care you can imagine: fillings, cleanings, orthodontics, emergency care, implants, veneers, the entire team. Tony, like you talked about, Joyce was a woman you were hanging out with last week, the assistant Joyce. Yeah, they're all super friendly. They're all super helpful. And Dr. Matt Young will make sure that you are relaxed and you get the best dental care available in the San Francisco Bay Area. He also accepts all the major insurance companies. You shouldn't have any problem when you come in with your insurance plan. And Tony, any other notes you want to catch us up on with your kind of procedural life with Dr. Young? Are you going, or have you kind of closed it down for a while now?
I'm going in a few months for a checkup, but
right.
This sounds odd to say, but my mouth has never felt better. Honest to God, I've got the new crown that he took care of. He just did a filling.
Flash the whites, Tony. Flash them at me. Yeah, dude, they do. They look a lot whiter. They really do. Yeah,
I mean, I'm comparing them to the white teeth in the mouth that were.
I see.
But and then the whitening and the cleaning, but the cleaning, dude, was so thorough, and I learned so much from Dr. Young and Joyce about how to correctly clean your teeth. And I mean, in a way, it's like they're teaching you how to stay away from the dentist as much as possible and just do your I don't know, biannual cleanings or whatever. So I learned a lot about hygiene, and Joyce talked to me about the bad dudes. Get the bad dudes out of your mouth. It's bacteria that hides in your teeth, and it's actually bad for you cardiovascularly. So you really want to floss. If you don't floss, start flossing. It's key. And when you floss, do the horseshoe flossing. Okay, wrap the floss around your teeth. Don't just go up and down. That was the big thing she taught me. So.
Well, by the way, we got some comments coming in now, including Corinne saying she's calling it a sonic toothbrush. She's like, I can't believe it took you guys that long to get turned on to the sonic tooth. It did. It took me my whole life, but now I love that freaking thing. I really do. Anyway, Dr. Matt Young is a great, great guy, as you will see. Tony, you want to speak to that? Like, just the personality of a Dr. Young, dude. He's one of us. He's just a great guy. He supports the show, cool dude, and does outstanding work at his office.
I root for the Buffalo Bills because of Dr. Young. He is a huge Bills fan. And I've always pulled for the Bills, but then watching America's team and watching and just being reminded about the Bills' suffering of losing the 4 Super Bowls reminded me of what they've been through. And so if the Bills were to win it all this year, I'd be ecstatic for the Bills nation and for Dr. Young, because every time I go in there, we're talking football, we're talking youth sports, we're talking baseball, we're talking food, we're talking, like, he loves to just have a night. He wants to get to know you.
He does. Yeah, he does. He does.
And he's just a chill vibe. He makes you feel so relaxed. So Dr. Young, thank you for everything. And honest to God, people, if you were looking for a new dentist, the Young Dental Group and Dr. Young is where you should go.
Yeah, your search is over. If you've been looking, this is it. Your search, you found him. Trust me, let us do this for you. It's a favor that Tony and I can do for you. If you are looking for a new guy, this is your new guy right here, Dr. Matt Young.
Totally. Email them info@youngdentalsf.com. That's info@youngdentalsf.com, or give them a call, 415-392-8611, 415-392-8611. And finally, Paulie, the perk that I'll mention every single time is that they're open till 7 p.m., 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. That's a ridiculous window to give you to try and get to the dentist before work, after work, or on a Saturday. Have at it. They're there for you, Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Young. We love you, buddy. Hey, Tony, real quick, I got a new name I haven't seen on the board, and I immediately love this person. Don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but welcome to the PNP Familia. When the levee breaks, dude. That's the guy's handle. When the levee breaks. And anybody with a Zeppelin reference, very welcome here. And it's good to see you. Tony, I got some updates from Major League Baseball playoffs. Tigers, Guardians tied 1 apiece in the 5th. The Tigers got a run on the board in the 1st inning. Coming up, let's go through these real quick. Any rooting interest in that series, T? Tigers, Guardians? I go Tigers. I like Detroit. I went there a couple years ago. I like the city. So I'm going Tigers, even though they had an unbelievably, I hate to use the word because it's overused, but in their case, it was an epic collapse. They had a 14-game lead, dude, and now they're playing a road game in the playoffs. But anyway, I'm rooting Detroit. How about you, T? Who do you like?
I want a Detroit-Milwaukee World Series, and I want and I'm rooting for Detroit big time because of that swoon you talked about.
Yeah,
but I feel like they got it out of their system, maybe, and that they're going to catch fire again, because we know baseball is a roller coaster and things kind of ebb and flow. As Marty Lurie says, what does he call it? A mosaic.
It's a mosaic. Yeah, they're playing baseball. I used to hear him say that. They're playing baseball. It's like, yeah, no, they're playing baseball, Marty. I can see that. Go ahead, T. What?
And McGravy, Mark Graves, you're so on the money, dude. I was thinking the same thing the other day. Torkelson from Petaluma is on the Tigers. We got a Petaluma kid on the Tigers. Say no more. We should all be on the Tigers bandwagon. Go Detroit. Go Milwaukee. I love the ghost of Bob Uecker being involved in this in somehow, some way too. So
I like the ghost of Robin Yount. You know what I'm saying? Give me some Robin Yount. Hey, by the way, when the levee breaks, follow-up comment, he says, or she, I'm not sure if guy or girl, this person says, solid walk-up choice, the song When the Levee Breaks, that we won't hear again. You're right. That was Mikey Yaz. And I love that he used to use When the Levee Breaks. Great walk-up song is right. Hey, Tony, on to the second game today. We got a 4-pack for you today. Padres at Cubs. This is going to be a good series, man. That's a first pitch at 12 noon today. We're almost there, actually, about a half hour away. Padres, Cubs. Tony, you rooting NL West or are you rooting Cubs? Who do you?
I'm going Cubs, and I'm completely anti NL West. And usually I'll consider like, root for the NL West because it's it's our division. F that. F the Padres, F the Dodgers. I want them both out in the first rounds. And wouldn't it be phenomenal, Paulie? And maybe this is, just me being totally petty.
Come with it. No. I love this. I love petty Tony. I love angry Tony. I love abusive Tony. Again, this is what I respond to. Give me petty Tony. Give it to me.
Petty Tony Petty says, if the Dodgers and Padres were to have early exits, it would almost make the Giants season like worthwhile. The Giants not making the postseason.
I second that, and I would say this: really, the greatest gift we could get as Giants fans would be for the Dodgers to lose. And I'm getting to them. I'm going to get to them in a second. But Padres, Cubs, you're going Cubs. Tony, do you want to tell your story to the entire PNP community, the entire world, about your trip to Chicago when you told me you were walking a 7-Eleven at like 6 a.m? Would you like to walk us through that real quick? Just a little show and tell. Is that okay? Maybe not. I don't know. It's up to you.
Let's just say that I ended up somewhere I didn't plan on being. I ended up passed out in a papasan of a stranger's apartment, and she was like, yeah. I go, God, I'm really thirsty. And I woke up on her papasan, and she directed me to the 7-Eleven down the street from her.
To pick up some supplies. We'll just say to get some supplies. But I remember when Tony told me the story, he goes, the next thing you know, he was like, this is years ago. This is at least a decade ago. And Tony's like, dude, the next thing I know, I'm walking down the street at 6 a.m. to 7-Eleven. I'm like, wow, this is a good story. Anyway, you fill in the blanks there. Tony, you know what? I'll reveal a little Chicago story for you too. I got one of my own, and I don't think I've ever told this on the air anywhere, but I guess this is in 2008. And Murph and I had just gotten started. And back then, KMBR had a budget. They used to send us all over the place. We would take listeners to different cities. Like we went to Los Angeles. We went to Boston. We went to Chicago. So this one trip we took to Chicago, man. We were doing shows. I think we were in Harry Carey's doing live broadcasts in the morning. And you know how Giant fans travel, especially back then. We had a huge crew of Giant fans. So the night before, dude, our first broadcast, I made a big mistake. I went out with Murph. We had a nice dinner. Dude, next thing you know, because I hadn't been to Chicago. That was actually my first trip to Chicago. I've been back since, but I had not been there prior to 2008. So Murph's like, oh, dude, I got to show you the town. He'd been there a bunch when he was a sports writer. So we wind up in some bar, and next thing you know, Tony, the Jameson starts flowing. And we got a show the next morning, dude. We got a show at like 6 a.m. And I'm Jameson. And next thing you know, I remember the last thing I really remember was listening to REO Speedwagon on the jukebox. And a big REO Speedwagon debate broke out between us and some other people. And I remember I was like, listen, I stand with Wagon. I stand with
keep on rolling. I can't fight
the changes, dude. Well, with the changes, yeah, I'll back it.
Well, was that the song that came on? Do you remember the song that came on? Or was
I don't. But I think they're a Chicago band, so it's kind of like Journey in San Francisco. People love REO Speedwagon in Chicago, but that's the last thing I remember. The next morning, dude, was the worst. It was the worst broadcast I've ever had in my life, dude. I was in and out of the bathroom every commercial break. You know what I'm talking about? It was a mess. And I was green. I was flat out green. So Chicago chewed me up and spit me out back in 2008, dude. Big time. I was a freaking mess. I don't know if any of you remember that or if any of our listeners were listening to Murph and Mac back then, but I was hanging by a thread in Chicago. A thread.
It's time to pull this ship into the shores and throw away the oars forever. Okay.
Dude, it's time to bring this ship into the shores. Throw away the oars. That's kind of which one is that? Keep on loving you, or is no? I can't fight this feeling, dude. Because I can't fight this feeling anymore. I forgot what I started fighting for in the first place, Tony. Yeah.
Started fighting for.
All right, let's go back to the MLB preview real quick. Tony, here's the big one, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of burnt on this after all these years. Boston Red Sox at New York Yankees. I have a gut feeling the Red Sox are going to win this series. Who do you like? Do you care? I mean, everyone's kind of OD'd on Sox, Yankees, but here we go again. First round matchup, first pitch, 3 p.m. Who do you like?
I don't like either.
Yeah.
I guess I have to root for Boston over the Yankees. I think I'm rooting for Boston the Yankees because I would love to see angry Turturro of an early exit. Give me angry Turturro if the Yankees would have an early exit. I do want to congratulate Aaron Judge. He had the batting crown. I mean, dude, the guy batted 331. That's ridiculous. Like, although back in the day, that wasn't as ridiculous as it is now because of the crazy velocities the pitchers are throwing now. But it also means more long balls, hence the big dumper, 60 bombs, and Cal Raleigh in Seattle.
Big dumper, huh? Big dumper.
That's his nickname.
That's
his
a great nickname, dude. Big dumper. I mean, that's just a hell of it. That rivals Stud Nuts for greatest nickname of 2025. It's my boy, Big Dumper. You know what I mean? Hey, T, I'll go Boston. I just can't bring myself to really root for the Yankees. Never been a Yankee guy. Never going to be a Yankee guy. And I think the Red Sox are just going to out hustle them and outplay them. They were down, and they really came back this season, the Red Sox. They got a little fight in them. And then, Tony, the nightcap tonight, 6 p.m. first pitch, Cincinnati Reds at the LA Dodgers. Now, here's the crazy thing about this series to me, because of the new format, the expanded playoff format. The Reds are playing the Dodgers, dude, coming off an 83-win season. They're a playoff team. 80. I mean, they're 4 games over 500. But good or bad for baseball, Tony? The expanded four. Honestly, do you like this? Do your kids like it? I mean, I know they're always trying to gear to the younger generation so they can grow into it and all that. But I don't know if this is good. You're getting watered down teams like the Reds. Okay, they're good, but are they really a playoff team? I don't know. 83 wins, good or bad?
I ultimately like it because look at how we stayed involved in the Giants season because we were clinging to the possibility of that third wild card spot. And if the Giants were to enter the playoffs, they would have been a very similar situation to the Reds because the Reds was one of the teams that they were neck and neck with over the last month of baseball. And I like because baseball, anybody can get hot at any time and beat somebody in a 5-game series. Or a 7-game series.
We've seen it happen in San Francisco multiple times, dude, especially in 2014, underdogs in every series, and 2010, underdogs in every series.
And when you ask around on the streets, some like it hot, Paulie. So when teams get hot, some like it hot, okay?
And some sweat when the heat is on. By the way, got it on vinyl. Great album. I'm telling you right now, great freaking album. Gravy, my man Marky Graves. How you doing today, Gravy? Gravy goes, guys, if you're talking REO Speedwagon, don't forget Riding the Storm Out. That's a great track, dude. Riding the Storm Out's a heavy song. You like that, T? Yeah.
I do. Hey.
Oh, good for you.
I don't know why I even played that. I just wanted to hear Christian Bale, but also good for us, Paulie, because we have a couple supers from the same guy. Escobar, first of all, says, but Escobar, you're on fire. Also known as Cheeks here on the program.
And also known on Twitter, because I'm starting to see him more and more. He calls himself the villain you need on Twitter, which is a great handle. And I see his stuff now all the time. Escobar, thank you. No, we're definitely Reds fans, dude. Blank the Dodgers into oblivion. I've been saying this for the last couple of years. This group, this era of Dodgers baseball, it to me is one of the most unlikable, offensive, detestable, reprehensible, any other bull words, throw them on the pile. I just cannot stand the side of these. I hate this team. I freaking hate them, dude. I hate looking at them. I don't like Yamamoto. I don't like even Kershaw with his beer gut walking around. You know what I mean? Disparaging people. Get out of my face. I've had it with all these people.
Kershaw left off the wild card roster, by the way. It's pretty fun.
Good. That's what you get.
Hey,
can I call him Fatso? Is that okay, or is that out of line? I know he's a Hall of Famer and stuff, but you've seen him without his shirt on, Clayton Kershaw. He ain't doing any sit-ups. I'll tell you that.
You can call him a homophobe if you want, because he's.
Well, that's been well documented. That's why I said he was disparaging to people. Yeah, he's a noted kind of homophobe, and that don't fly with me, man. Because I say, double guns right at Kershaw. So, dude, Escobar, we're definitely Reds fans. Sorry, Tony. Go ahead, buddy.
He's a lefty. I'm a lefty. I used to be like, Kershaw, fun lefty to watch pitch. Ever since that All-Star game, BS on his hat. Here's my lefty salute to Clayton Kershaw. Okay. And Escobar, thank you for the super, buddy. And a second super from Escobar. He says, I once fell asleep shirtless in the driver's seat. Problem, I was in Austin, Texas, and it wasn't my car.
Oh.
To this day, I don't know whose car it was.
That's pretty gangster. That's pretty good, Escobar. No, we've all had those kind of confusing nights. Yes. Austin, Texas, no less. I knew I loved Escobar. Thank you, bro.
Hold on. Could you imagine Could you imagine you go to your car and you see a guy like Escobar's size
sitting in my car? I don't know what I'd do. I'd be like, dude, can I help you? Yeah. Knowing Escobar, no, he's big. I'd be like, you know what, dude, take your time. Have a good night's sleep. Let me know when you're done, and I'll go to work. Tony, I got to say, one time, speaking of car incidents, RFK Stadium, 1993. Let me think about this. 625. 625 and 626. Grateful Dead RFK with Sting opening, no less. Sting opened those shows. I remember I got, of course, things happen at shows. You know how it is, especially Grateful Dead shows. I lost my crew. I wandered off. And then all of a sudden I lost my entire crew. And we had driven down in my buddy's car from Jersey. Rags, that was Kevin McCarthy, Gomer. Right? We drove down in his car. Lost him, spent the post-show, Tony, just wandering around RFK parking lots because I don't even remember where we were, and things were confusing, if you know what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where my friends are. Just wandering around, going through drum circles and stuff like that. Finally, I found my friend's car. No cell phones. This is 93. So I said, here's what I'll do. This is how my brain was working. I said, I'm just going to lay down on top of this kid's car and take a little nap. And I did. I slept on the hood of his car, kind of with my back on the windshield like that. You know what I mean? Like just kind of lean back like this, sleeping. Anyway, then he finally found me. But that was yeah, I hear you, dude. Things get confusing in the middle of the night, especially in Austin, Texas. All right, Tony, I want to ask you about what happened yesterday because it was such a heavy Niner day. We didn't really get into the Bob Melvin thing. First of all, how are you with that? Like, I know you like Bob. I think all Giant fans like Bob Melvin, and word on the street is he might be done. Like that might be the end of his baseball career. The Giants job was his dream job, and he wanted it to be his last. So it is possible we've seen the last of Bob Melvin. But what did you think of the move? Do you think it had to happen, or do you support it?
He's getting paid next year, so he can at least take a year to think about it. Number two, Matt Williams just announced he's gone too. He's like, you're getting rid of my boy Melvin. I'm gone too.
Yeah.
I actually really liked having Matt Williams at third base, and I liked having Bob Melvin as a manager. Here's a hypothetical for you, Paulie, and fair or unfair, I'm going to go with it. Let's say Devers comes over, and he is red hot from day one and doesn't suck for a month like he did. And they don't lose 15 out of 16 and don't have that swoon and they catch fire. Melvin doesn't get fired. You know what I mean? So like, I don't like it. I trust Buster. At the end of the day, I trust Buster and I love Buster being in charge because he wants to win. He's like John Lynch, man. He's like Joe Lacob. He wants to win now. He doesn't want to wait. So I like that about him. But I don't like the lack of continuity at the managerial spot. I don't like getting rid of Bob Melvin. I don't think it was Melvin's fault this season. I don't think this season was Melvin's fault. They had injuries on the pitching staff. They had Devers who sucked for a month.
I would add, Tony, if I could, that their base running throughout the season was pretty horrendous. Like it was very sloppy, undisciplined base running. Like guys making a lot of mistakes on the base paths. Costing them potential runs, costing them outs. So I would throw that in the mix too. Very, very poor base running this year.
You could argue that Melvin and the Giants, they did a good job finishing at 500 based on what they went through this year. Chapman had a couple stints on the injured list. Adames batting 220. Yes, he had 30 home runs, but batting 220. I think it's right around 80 RBIs.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for next season for building blocks of how they, what we have. They need to shore up the pitching staff. Bob Melvin also didn't think Verlander was going to suck for the first half of the season. Yes, second half he turned it on. Tony,
what do you think about this though? Because what I hear from a lot of Giants fans, I've read this from different Giants, beat writers and stuff. There was speculation that Bob Melvin, you hear this word, quote, lost the team. He lost the team, especially when they went through that stretch where I think they lost 15-17 at home. Remember that? They couldn't win at home. Mm-hmm. And during that stretch, I remember people like, well, Melvin's lost the team. Do you buy into that? Is there such a thing? You have a pretty long baseball career yourself. Like, have you ever been a part of that where a manager loses the team?
I think a manager can lose a team if you're a total dick, right? But I don't see Melvin being that way. And maybe we're just not privy to all the stuff that's going on in the clubhouse. But I don't know. We never heard any reports of players like not liking Melvin. or thinking that he was some kind of a dick or an a-hole. I don't. Again, he's not a rah guy. He's not a he's not a Jimmy Johnson. How about them Cowboys kind of a guy? He's I don't know. He's a former catcher, dude. Former catchers make great managers. Former pitchers make good managers or coaches, because those are the people that are involved in deeply in every single pitch of a baseball game. So they're thinking about every single possible thing in the baseball game. You know, you're playing center field, or you're still in every pitch, but you're not deeply involved in every pitch the way a pitcher and a catcher are. I saw Robot Centaur's comment saying, 500 is mediocre. Yes, I agree it's mediocre, but I'm saying with all the injuries and with people playing subpar, I feel like getting to 500, dude, they brought Devers over, and I don't know about you guys, but I expected the Giants to kind of catch fire, and the opposite happened.
Yeah, right.
And Devers sucked. I mean, just call a spade a spade. He sucked, man. Like, that was just, it was brutal to watch.
No, it was rough. His first month or so was pretty dicey. Yeah.
Adamas's first half of the season.
Oh, ice cold, bro. Ice cold. I remember people were like, what the hell with this guy? But he finally found his swing and stuff. So I think, Tony, if you look back at the last few years, I mean, it's been the Giants like stability. And I like those kind of organizations in pro sports, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, dude. Look at that. They get like one coach every 30 years. You know what I mean? And I like that. I like stability in sports. There's not a lot of it, but the Giants have historically been one of the more stable teams. They don't like to make a lot of herky-jerky moves, fire a guy this year, fire a guy the next year. They like stability. So I think what happened was, this is my speculation, I think after Gabe Kapler and, Kai Correa and the computer geeks moved in and all that, I think after they got rid of Kapler, the Bob Melvin move, to me, kind of signified a return to like more old school baseball, letting the skipper use his gut, getting him on the rail, and just watching the game in front of him. Whereas I feel like with Kapler, all the decisions were based on data. All of them. Like a very, very few moments where Kapler would go with his gut. Most of it was like, well, the computer says this, so we got to make this move. We got to pinch hit for this guy because the data says blah, blah, blah. So I think that's what the Bob Melvin thing was. But if you look at the big picture, Tony, in the last 5 years, they fired Kapler, then they got rid of Farhan, now they're getting rid of Melvin. So this is a lot of in and out, dude. What I'm leading up to, Tony, is the next move Buster makes. I really think he has to deliver on this one, or the heat's going to be on him. Mm-hmm. Like, if Buster doesn't land a punch with this next move, dude, I think you're going to start hearing some noise about Buster Posey. Is he the right guy? So it's a very, very important moment for the Giants as a franchise, in my mind.
Hold on, Paulie. A couple things. First of all,
Utah, give me two.
Yeah.
Couple things. I have no idea. I've heard the name Mark DeRosa be talked about as possible manager for the Giants.
That's interesting. He's an Ivy League dude. He's got a big brain, Mark DeRosa. I mean, no, you don't like that. Okay, he was only a Giant for a very tiny, short amount of time.
I'm indifferent about it. I don't know. I don't want Bochy. If Bochy were to come back in a consult, like help Buster with the next hire, I would love that. Put him on the payroll, put him on the as a consultant or in the front office. Sure. I don't want Bochy back in the dugout though. I feel like Bochy is like his best years are behind him. Right. And I love Bochy. But it's like Walsh's theory of, getting rid of a player a year too early than a year too late. I think his best years are behind him. And Devers, I saw the comments about Devers hitting 20 home runs as a Giant. Yes, he hit 20 home runs as a Giant. I don't have the data in front of me, but I would love to look it up. I would love to know how many of those home runs were solo shots in situations that didn't matter. Like, he would come up with runners on base often and not come through. And so I need more clutch hitting from Devers next year. I need some of those home runs to come with two runners on, right? Give me a 3-run bomb. I'm excited about Devers next year, full season of Devers. I'm excited about Adames fully, and I hope Adames has a better start than he did this season. And I love Adames's vibe, and and I love that he won the Willie Mack Award. He totally deserves it, man. Everybody raves about that
He's
guy.
got a good vibe. Yeah, he definitely permeates a lot of good energy. No doubt about that.
Yeah. Hang on. We have a super here, Paulie.
We got a bunch. We got a few supers. Yeah, let's get them up there. Eric Kask, how about hire Bochy for a year, maybe 2, but also hire his eventual replacement at the same time? I think I'm with Tony on this one, which is kind of crazy because as much as I love Bruce Bochy, it's very rare that move works out in the history of pro sports, like when a second act, if you will, where a guy leaves and then comes back some years later. I mean, it's just not. It's a different time now. Bochy doesn't have that kind of personnel where he was great with those. Obviously, winning 3 World Series. I mean, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Bruce Bochy's going to the freaking Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also hate for him to come back, Tony, and have it not work out. I don't want to tarnish what he did achieve here. And I got a lot of faith in Bruce Bochy. I truly love that guy. I love him. But I feel kind of like Tony. I'm a little squirrely on the Boch, going back to Boch. That said, if Buster came out tomorrow and said, guys, I had a conversation with Bruce Bochy. I feel great about this. He's going to take us back to the promise. I would say, okay, let's ride with him. I'm not going to say no to Bruce Bochy, but I think that card might have already been kind of punched. You know what I mean? I think there might be better options now in 2025.
Paul, in all honesty, my number one choice would be a guy like Buster Posey coming in, man.
You're not the only one saying that. You're not the only guy saying that. It's an interesting. I mean, I can almost see him on the rail. You know what I mean? I can see him in the corner on the rail. And his baseball IQ is off the charts. But I do think this matters on some level. I don't think Buster. Well, then maybe I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I don't know that Buster could manage all those personalities because I used to observe Buster Posey in the clubhouse, and I would say this. He was a quiet leader. He really kept to himself. He's not a rah-rah guy. Not that you have to be as a skipper, but he was very kind of to himself. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that lends it. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about that? The potential of Buster, which he's never said he wants to do, by the way. This is just fans talking. But what would you think of that idea? Buster's
one of my favorite Giants of all time, like top 5. Just I love the way he played the game. He didn't talk smack. He didn't have like a swag. His play was his swagger. His play was his smack talk, and I loved it. And he played with such class and respect for the game, man. I just love it. I think he knows the game better than most, so he would be a great manager in that respect. But I hear what you're saying about juggling all the egos into.
Yeah, that's something he's not. I don't think he would be used to doing. Yeah, and you have to these days. You got to be a babysitter, part babysitter to deal with these guys. Hey, a couple of loose ends, real quick, Tony. Oh, we got more supers. Go ahead, take it.
Robot Centaur says Giants will exceed if they ditch that purple. The purple was a bad. He said it earlier in the chat too that.
I could do without it. I could do without it. I mean, do you think they'll have a new City Connect again next year? They're just going to keep reinventing these things. I don't know where the purple came from. They said old Fillmore posters. I don't know. I don't really know. Or they traced it back to NYU. Remember that from the New York thing? I was like, I don't need NYU on my Giants jersey. And I just don't. I'm sorry. And I love New York. I'll be there next week. But I don't need any kind of New York stamp. They've been in San Francisco for freaking decades. Let's move on. You know what I mean?
The uniforms grew on me. I will say that. And it's funny.
Yeah, they did. And I know the kids love them. So what are you going to do? Dad, buy me a City Connect hat. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Here we got. Oh, look at this. Thank Escobar. Thank you for doing the homework. Devers hit 19 solo shots. There may also be a work stoppage in 2027. Well, there's that too.
Let me tell you this. If they shut baseball down again,
not coming back.
I don't know. No, not me. I just think a lot of people are going to say, that's it, I'm done. Because there are so many people struggling now. It's a really hard time economically for most people. And to watch billionaires squabble with millionaires, it's going to be a bad look, a very bad look. I mean, I maintain baseball's never fully recovered from 94 from that shutdown. Like, I don't think baseball has ever retaken its place in the hierarchy. It used to be the most popular. When I was a kid and you were a kid, baseball was number 1. Football was behind baseball in terms of popularity. Then they lost that with the place. There was a strike in 81. There was a strike in 94. And if this happens in 27, Escobar, I worry about the future of the game in terms of fan support. One last thing from Escobar. I saw him post a message a couple of minutes ago I didn't get to. And he said, Escobar said, hey, is it me or am I the only one who doesn't feel bad for Tyreek Hill? He got injured. If you didn't see last night, he got injured. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. And by the way, superstar players are falling. They're dropping like flies all over the NFL. But he was like, the guy's a wife beater, which is documented, Tyreek Hill. So, no, it's hard to – he's a very tough guy to like, Escobar. Talented, fast as hell. But I feel you, dude. It's tough to support a guy like that. Although at the same time, I don't like seeing anybody get hurt. I really don't. That's not what you want. But, dude, think about it. Tyreek Hill, Nick Bosa, the kid on the Giants a couple of days ago. It's like it's just Malik Neighbors. Injuries all over that. Joe Burrow, you know what I mean? Like, there are so many free. George Kittle. These are like marquee names that are not on the field, and they got to do something at MetLife. They got to figure that surface out. One other note I meant to get to, Tony, from Pine Needle, going back a few minutes. When we were talking about the Red Sox-Yankee series, Pine Needle reminded everybody, he goes, guys, got to root for the Red Sox. They got Kyle Harrison, dude, in the rotation. He might see some action in the playoffs. And I got to tell you, out of De La Salle, local kid, I wish we still had him. I do. I think he's going to be a good pro. I do. And maybe he found a good home in Boston, but a great call, Pine Needle, and good reason to root for the Red Sox. Tony, I want to detour over to Bookmarks because there's stuff in there relevant to what we're talking about with the Giant skipper. In fact, Gabe Kapler factors into this. So are you ready? You want to get into a couple bookmarks?
Yeah. I had one other thought and I can't remember it right now. It's a bummer because there's something about what Escobar said, but it's all good.
Okay.
Do we have an update on the Tigers Guardians real quick?
I'll tell you what, I'll get that for you, Tony, as soon as you get me Bookman and the disco beat, because I haven't heard it in years. It's been ages.
How about this? Here's a sports flash for give me a score update.
I do. I have an update for you. The game is still locked up at 1 apiece. Top of the 7th, 1 out, top of the 7th. And it looks like the Tigers have a couple of men on base, first and third with 1 out. So they might be adding to that, or at least breaking that tie. But right now, Tony, 1-1 in the 7th.
Okay, great, Paulie.
It's time.
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to.
For bookmarks.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
It's time.
Oh, there we go.
Where's my bet? Give me.
Well,
we can't. What happened? I forgot. Yeah, what was the controversy? Too much bass or something?
Yeah.
I do miss that. I missed that, though, dude. The dance party. All right, anyway, Tony, bookmarks are underway. It's great to see Bookman. It's been way too long. Go ahead and start perusing, dude. The first one I put in there is very relevant to this conversation. So show the people how Gabe Kapler factors in. Maybe some of you have seen this. Maybe some of you haven't. I don't know. Let's see.
All right, here we go, Paulie. Do you see? There he is. There's Gabe. Can you tell what's going on in that photo?
Yeah, so this was something posted on Twitter I found last night, and this is Gabe. Probably shouldn't be doing this in a public place. Yeah, I'll meet with Buster at the local coffee shop. Give me a cappuccino, a banana muffin, and keep it down because I'm talking to Buster Posey right now. I mean, bro, shouldn't he be like in an office doing this? Like he's out in public. Anyway, he's having a conversation, as you can see, with Buster Posey, and this, I believe, was shot yesterday. Somebody saw him yesterday doing this, or at the very least, or at the very latest on Sunday. But I have to imagine that this was shot yesterday. So Buster and Gabe talking kind of surprises me. What do you think's behind that, T?
I don't know what to think of this. I'm hoping. Here's my hope. I'm hoping that because I see that he's got both of his hands on his phone. It looks like he's texting. I'm also wondering if he's just watching Posey's Zoom call from yesterday because Posey did his press conference on a Zoom call yesterday. That's my hope, is that he's just watching Posey's Zoom press conference yesterday and he's texting saying, "Take me back, Buster. I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to come back." And he's texting Buster saying, "I'm ready to come back. I've had a year to think about it. I've made some changes.
I've bettered myself. I've done some wellness checks. I feel like I'm ready." Gabe ain't coming back. I'll tell you that right now. But great call. That's actually a really good call, Tony. Maybe he's just watching the press conference. But it does seem a little weird to me. The whole the optics, as they say, another corporate term I should never use. The optics are probably not great for Gabe Kapler to be meeting with Buster in public. So I don't know. I don't know what's behind it. I just thought I'd show you guys because it kind of surprised me, the whole thing. Yeah. What?
Dude, when the levee breaks, says Buster's telling him to come get the rest of his S out of the office.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Buster. I'll be by with a few of my people. Hey, we got a PMP Sports Desk update, Tony, an explosion, please, if you could.
Sorry. Hang on.
I like that explosion. From the P&P Sports Desk, we do have an update. Actually, this one comes courtesy of Mark Graves. Gravy put it up there, and now I'm following through. The Tigers have just executed a suicide squeeze, Tony. They're up 2-1. I know you love that, dude. I know you love a good squeeze. 2-1 Tigers, top of the seventh. There you go.
Good. Okay. Can we just talk about that for a second, Paulie?
Yeah.
Then that just reiterates how much I want the Tigers to get to the Fall Classic because of a suicide squeeze. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody. So the fact that they did that to take the lead, is that correct? They did that to take the lead.
2-1. Yeah.
That makes me so happy. That makes that play still actually is in somebody's mind.
Baseball, dude, it worked. It just gave them a run. That's the thing. I don't know why more people don't incorporate that. It's good, solid, fundamental baseball. If you execute it, they got to run on the board.
You just stole the word. When a suicide squeeze is executed correctly, it's indefensible. You cannot defend the run scoring if you execute the suicide squeeze. It is one of the greatest plays in baseball, and it just went away. Poof, gone.
Scarlet Fire checking in. Our good friend Bonnie. She goes, a squeeze, sexiest play in baseball. That's interesting. I never looked at a play on the diamond as being sexy, but I will consider that, Bonnie. I like where your head's at. Sexy play. Do you find it sexy? Soy Tien sexy, Tony? Soy Tien sexy? Yeah.
Soy Tien sexy. I think it just reeks of sex. Because
that's very graphic. Yeah, reeks. Okay.
I honestly, you have to get the bunt down. You got to leave third base at the right time. You don't want to leave too early to where the pitcher can alter his pitch, but you want to leave at the right time to where you can score without play being made at home. It's so great, Paulie.
Patty from Napa coming in with more sexy observations. I guess she's saying when the batter assumes the bunt position with the butt out, like you got to get your ass out a little bit. You know what I mean? You're in a kind of a crouch squat like that. Hey, I never considered baseball in that lens, but the ladies have spoken. You know what I mean? The ladies of P&P have risen and spoken. All right, Tony, a couple more bookmarks, and then I want to give some love to Los D, who I had a great conversation with yesterday, Carlos De La Fuente, and a couple of Niner notes before we wrap today too, but a couple more bookmarks while we're in there, T.
Yeah, I'm just talking to Buster. Buster, hire me back. You need me, you want me, you can't live without me. You know my number, use it.
Yeah, totally, dude. And this is Miyoko yesterday. He just posted this, and I put this in bookmarks just to remind everybody that if the Niners had practice yesterday, which they didn't, this would have been the players that allowed to practice. Purdy, Pearsall, Jennings, Watkins, Gross Matos, CJ West, Robert Beal. All would have been out of practice yesterday. And, dude, we can get to Niners in a second, Paulie. We can finish bookmarks and get to Niners in a second, but there's a lot to worry about here, Paulie. There's a lot to worry about here with Niner football.
Oh, dude, I told you I was concerned yesterday. I'm very worried. We got a game Thursday night, Rams, Niners, and Tony, those injuries. And by the way, Jawan Jennings with the ribs now. Mm-hmm. Why are the Niners always the most injured team in the NFL? Honestly, why? So somebody give me an answer. What the hell already? In fact, where's Groden when I need him? I need a what the hell.
What the hell?
Why are the Niners always constantly injured, Tony? Go ahead. Floor is yours.
I think Tom Brady needs to leave the booth. I think he needs to leave his executive.
Which booth? You talking about the Raiders coaching booth or the broadcast booth, Tony? He occupies both.
I'm talking about both. I'm speaking.
Okay. He's gonna have to take off that white Raider jacket that he keeps wearing. The white Raider jacket.
The all-encompassing booth. He needs to leave the all-encompassing booth. He needs to leave the executive position with the Raiders, and he needs to open up a pliability clinic where it's all stretching, just stretching all the time, and turn your muscles into rubber bands. Everybody is wound so tight, things are snapping, things are breaking. So
things be snapping. Dude, yeah. Shout out to the Rubber Band Jam, because the rubber band starts to jam. Down, bam, bang. A little 70s R&B soul for you right there.
Also, do you know the song by Stretching Your Rubber Band by the Meters? Keep on stretching your rubber band.
Nice. Hey, I want to say one last thing about Tom Brady before we move on to the next bookmark, this Logan Webb thing, is that how it's just another move that makes no sense in the land of the Raiders, the once proud Oakland Raiders. Tony, think about the Raiders for a second. Mm-hmm. biggest things that the Raider Nation still complains about, and they have a right to be pissed, is the whole Tuck rule incident, right? Charles Woodson, the sack, Brady. Dude, imagine like your sworn enemy coming in as an owner, and now he's sitting up in the booth making – it would be like if Brett Favre suddenly bought a piece of the Niners and started sitting up in the booth making play calling suggestions and stuff like that. I would lose it. So I feel bad. The Raider fans, it's just one – it's just one incident after another, one, disrespectful move after another. I can't imagine Raider fans are happy that Tom Brady now reps them. And so far, Tom, where are the results? You know what I mean? They got to get – I'm telling you, Geno Smith ain't the answer, dude. They got to find something else. Look at his numbers last week. They were horrendous. Sorry, you can go back to Logan Webb. I went on too long there.
We'll get to Logan Webb in a second, but I see a theory being posted on the chat, and I want to say that because we talk about particles in the atmosphere, we talk about energy in the atmosphere. There, Robot Centaur, John Joseph, some other people saying the injuries ever since they moved to Santa Clara, the injuries have increased. And is there something to just that whole thing about leaving San Francisco and going down to Santa Clara? Who knows?
Well, I know that once they went to Santa Clara, we've had injuries, and we've also had, count them, 2 Super Bowl losses. Well, I think the first one, they were still a candlestick, right? The Harbaugh, the Baltimore Niner loss. Now, there's 3 of them, Tony. Count them. 1, 2, 3 Super Bowl losses. 3.
But 2 of them.
I can't. Every time I think about that, I lose my freaking mind. And all 3 of those games were winnable games. Still bothers me. Always will.
100%, Paulie. So moving on to bookmarks, we got to just tip our cap and, give love to Logan Webb. Again, dude, 3.22 ERA, 224 Ks, 206 and a 2/3 innings pitched. The dude had another very good year. And, dude, he completes his 3rd straight 200 inning season and the NL strikeout leader, dude. I mean, that is just badass.
He's a workhorse, man. He's like a real giant, Logan Webb. Like, he gets it. He gets the culture. He gets the history. Like, he always says the right thing. He's kind of the leader of the team in my mind. He really is. He's like the key guy. Mm-hmm. And, the only unfortunate thing here is that 11 loss mark on his 1-loss record is it shouldn't be that high. How many times did he get Matt Cain this year? 6, 7? I mean, there were nights he would pitch 7 innings of 1-run ball and lose and lose the game. It was ridiculous.
Did Devers have a solo home run in any of those games?
Only when the game was out of reach. Devers hit a solo shot. Yeah, right.
But my point is, they need to get a 3rd arm to go with Webb and Ray next year. Verlander, bring him back for less money. Sure,
I would.
Don't bring him back for what you paid him this year. What was $18 million? I think it was. But get a 3rd arm, pay for a 3rd arm, and you have 3 studs, 3 horses as your 1, 2, 3. Because Robbie Ray ran out of gas this year, but I really like what I saw from Robbie Ray, and I love his bulldog mentality and I'm on the mound to F you up.
Did you ever get to the point, Tony, when you were pitching that there's a lot of speculation that Robbie Ray just ran out of gas, like his arm had nothing left. Did you ever get to that point where you were pitching late in the season or Posey or whatever, and you just was like, I got nothing in my arm, nothing?
I never pitched as much as Robbie Ray ever did, but I did get to the point where you don't have what you thought you would have when you get on the mound and you're like, oh, wow, my curveball is not breaking nearly as much today. Wow, my changeup is literally will not, I can't locate my changeup the way I normally can. And I never threw hard, but there were certain days where, I threw low 80s, right? But there were certain days where the low 80s turned into high 70s. You know what I mean? And that's not good either. So
no.
I can't relate to the being a workhorse in MLB, and but I can relate to not having your stuff. And Robbie Ray, I'll take him any day on the Giants staff. I loved having him on the Giants staff.
Can we get one last look at the pants before we kind of move along from Giants baseball? One final look at the ass of Robbie Ray, the ass, the quads, the calves. It's all here. There's nothing left of the imagination. He's essentially wearing spandex on the. Yeah, look at the bro. I mean, again, and I want to remind everybody, there's a woman out there somewhere who has a Twitter handle. Her name is Robbie Ray's Pants. She's so obsessed with his pants. And she lives in Seattle. And I know this because I reached out to her. I tried to get her on the show. She wouldn't do it. She was like, I don't want to go on camera. But anyway, we're not the only ones that notice, I guess is my point. And there it is. One last time. Say farewell to the cheeks of Robbie Ray until next spring.
It's freaking gold, man. I love, and again, I love Robbie Ray. We're going to see those glutes in spring training again, and I look forward to see what Buster Posey does. I look forward to see who they add to the pitching staff, and I also look forward to those glutes in spring training.
Boy, the ladies, I tell you what, the ladies of PMP, they're all feisty today. Here comes Scarlet Fire again. She goes, yeah, it's nice. His pants are nice, but not as hot as a squeeze play. Dude, who knew? Who knew bunts were so sexy? This is great. It's been a learning experience today. Noemi, beautiful.
Hey, okay. Scarlet Fire. You need to call the company Baseballism and tell them that you have an idea for a shirt and you get half the proceeds, or give half the proceeds to charity, or whatever you want to do. But suicide squeezes are sexy. All right, just as a T-shirt.
Tony, where do you stand on Suicide Solution on the Blizzard of Oz album with Randy Rhoads? I love that track.
Great track.
Wine is fine, but whiskey's quick. Yeah, great track, dude. Suicide. Do you know what that song's about? For real? People tried to get Ozzy. Oh, you're trying to tell people to kill. No, he wrote that song about Bon Scott, his buddy that from AC/DC, who died from alcohol overdose, I guess, essentially. So, but anyway, I'll back Suicide Solution. How about you, T?
Dude, same. And I'll also back Suicidal Tendencies. So we'll do both right there, because Suicidal Tendencies, their first album was the hardest, punkiest. It was my exposure into punk music, into punk rock.
Nice. Yeah, come on in, dude. We got room for everybody in the punk scene. Everybody. Although I'm an old man now, I'm not going up to the front anymore. I just stand in the back and watch the band like a gentleman. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to get an elbow to the grill. Not at my age.
Dude, institutionalized. I Saw Your Mommy. It's quite an album. That's all I got to say. Mike Muir. By the way, Mike Muir, who was on site for the Metallica run at Levi's, Suicidal Tendencies opened one of those shows. So I love that they're still gigging, and I love that like their music is still like standing up, still. Like
a lot of rock stars, I'm starting to learn. Mike Muir is another one of those guys who I think has a crush on Vicky, my friend with Metallica. Like, I'm learning this. All the rock stars, they love Vicky. Dami Peralta, he goes, guys, don't forget, Worldwide Suicide. Little Pearl Jam for you. A little Worldwide Suicide. Yeah, man, throw that on the pile. And then here comes John.
Go ahead, and I got supers to get to. So if you want, were you going to go to the super, Paulie, or?
Yeah. I was going to say John Joseph is a super, but go ahead, whatever you got, you take over.
Let's go first of all to the Sweet Mad Hatter. He says, Tim Flannery for our new skipper. I like his vibe. Sweet Mad Hatter, we like your vibe, dude. Hope everything's well in Eugene, Oregon.
I like that picture of his dog too, just chilling on the floor. That's a good looking dog right there, all fluffy. I love Flan too. I'll finish your thought first, Tony, and then I'll talk to that one.
No, I'm saying Sweet Mad Hatter. I love the super, and we love Tim Flannery. Probably we should get him on the show.
I'm gonna try to get Flan on this month because he has a gig in Half Moon Bay. Yeah. Regardless of whether or not it's sold out, I still want to get Flan on, so I will. I'll reach out to him in a week or two. I love the idea, Sweet Mad Hatter, but I don't think he would want to do it. I think he's kind of done with his. You know what I mean? I think he's done with baseball, from all I can gather. And I get it, dude. Walking away from the game after 3 World Series titles with one of his boys, Bruce Bochy. I mean, Boch and Flan, you know the story. They go way back together. And the fact that they were able to achieve that, I think Flan walked away from the game like pretty satisfied. I don't think he would want to come back for that. I honestly, because, he's had some health problems too. Yeah. We almost lost Flan, dude. He had that staph infection. It was bad.
Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, so I think considering that, like his health, he's an active musician now. I don't think he'd walk back into that pressure cooker where that stress could take him out at this point. So I don't see it, but I like the idea. I like the concept, but I don't think it would happen.
Same. And also October 25th at OPL, Old Princeton Landing, is where Flannery and the Lunatic Fringe will be gigging. Great outdoor venue behind the bar. I think the gig will probably be outside, I'm guessing. I saw the Mother Hips play there last year after our annual horseshoe tournament. great outdoor venue, great indoor venue too. But October 25th is the gig, so we have some time to get him on the show, Paulie.
Dude. Yeah, and Mark Wiseman just coming in quoting tendencies. When I went to your schools, I went to your learning facilities. Dude, he knows. Yeah, he knows. No, Mom, I'm okay. You know, I'm just sitting here, man. If you've never heard the song, look up Suicide. Maybe we should do punk rock on Friday. We haven't done a punk rock music assignment yet. Maybe this is the week where everybody just comes with their own punk, whatever you like. I don't care. No theme. Just give me something punk rock. And how do you like that, T, for this week? Would that be good?
I do, because I'm kind of pissed off.
Good. That's the idea. That's what punk's all about, dude. Yeah. Everyone's pissed. Yeah.
Another super here is Aaron Kask, and Aaron Kask says, "Got to get Webb into the playoffs. We are wasting his career, dude."
Great comment, Aaron. 100%. You hate to waste a workhorse like this. I totally agree, bro.
Remember the gem he threw in 2021? I mean,
he threw a couple of gems, dude. He threw a couple of, he did, I believe it was game 1 and then game 5. I think he pitched game 5 too, the game we eventually lost. But I think that was a Logan Webb start. By the way, I got Paulie's Punks right here just to keep the theme going.
Yeah, I got the, you have the Cramps one. I got the Motley Crue version. Compliments of our art director, Don Peralta. Paulie.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of explosions today. I love this. Yes.
Give me a Tigers Guardians update. Come on.
All right, hold on. I'm going to give you a Tigers Guardians update. And while I'm doing this, Tony, let's talk to my people at the PNP Sports Desk. And then I want to give love to Carlos. All right, here we go. Let me update this. Yeah, still 2-1. Top of the 8th, 2-1 Tigers with a couple of outs. So looks like the Guardians will have a couple more cracks at this. But yeah, Tigers are holding on. And good. Come on, Detroit. Let's go. Detroit Rock City, baby. Let's do this.
Baby, hold on to me. Come on, Tigers, hold on. I said, hold on. So, Tigers, hold on. John Joseph is a super John Joseph JJ, the real JJ. Juwan Jennings is not the real JJ. John Joseph is the real JJ.
As far as I know, John Joseph's ribs are fine. You know, no rib injuries, no knees, no ankles. He's good. No shoulder. He's fine. John Joseph's just doing John Joseph stuff. You know,
he says Niners have to go back to playing under sea level. Dude, I love it, man.
Hey, John, before we take John off the screen, I want to tell John that it's still in my head from last week, bro. I don't know how this came up, but we started talking about U2 and the band U2. And then John was like, dude, I hate U2. And he goes, every time I hear U2, I think about being in the back of a police car. Because I was in the back of a police car and they had U2 on the radio. Bro, I'm going to share. I have a similar story. I'm going to give it to you right now. Mom, plug your ears on this one. So, Rags, so the town that I lived in Jersey, my mom knows a lot, but not everything. And now here's some more for you, Mom. Sorry. You raised a good son. What are you going to do? Rags, so one of our many, misadventures in New Jersey, I don't remember the details, but I remember at one point, I think I was with your brother. I think I was with Brian. And the cops picked us up. I don't even remember what we were doing. We might have been public intoxication or something. I don't know. But next thing you know, I was in the back of a police car. They didn't take me to the police station. They basically just drove us home to get us off the street. And I'll never forget this. In the back of the car, the cop who was driving us had this song on. And I know what you're saying, dude. You don't forget this stuff. It was that song by the Split Enz called I Got You, and That's All I Want. Sometimes we shout, 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 shout. Remember that song? That was on the cop radio player when I was in the back of the cop car. So, John, you're right, dude. I've been meaning to tell you that. For you, it was U2. For me, it was the Split Enz. Sometimes we shout, 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 shout. Yeah.
Wasn't Split Enz spelled E-N-Z also?
100%. 100% ENZ. What else would it be? You know what I'm saying? And no, Rags, that was not the Lily home night. That was another night I got driven home by the cops, but this was a different one. I got a couple of rides. I got a couple of rides from the police back in the day. Yeah.
So did I, Paulie.
Yeah, it's just part of growing up when we did, man. Yeah.
So did I. And also Mark Gravy checking in.
Technically, according to my sources, alcohol is a solution. You know what I mean? Depending on how the circumstances stack up. I mean, a good solid drink takes the edge off. What are you going to do, T? And thank you, Gravy. Thank you, man.
Trying to see who is that in his profile pic.
I can't tell. Is that an overweight Yngwie Malmsteen? Maybe.
Can't tell either. Hang on.
It's hard to see. Yeah, Gravy, tell us who this is, man. Who's that guitar player? Who is that, T?
I can't tell who it is. I'm looking. At first I thought it was Michael Anthony, but it's not a bass guitar.
No, it's a Strat. Yeah. We'll find out. He'll tell us in a second. Don Peralta, we've all been there. Yeah, man. A couple of rides from the police. It's good for you. All right, Tony.
Ollie, first of all, a couple more bookmarks, and then we're gonna go to Carlos De La Fuente. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna get
Dave Menichetti. Gotcha. Thank you, Gravy. Dave Menichetti. Nice pull.
Look at Logan Webb, by the way. Thank you for the season, Logan Webb. And hopefully you got a few more in you and we can get you to the postseason, buddy. Let's go back to bookmarks here, Paulie.
Sure.
And God, we didn't talk about it again today.
No, we still haven't done mailbag either, by the way. Day 7. Day 7.
Mailbag we're starting tomorrow night's show. We're starting tomorrow night's show with mailbag.
Okay, cool. And there's Salah. Yeah, so this is the post-game kind of scrum after with Cohen after the game. And it looks like he's mixing it up with a couple of the players too. Yes, he's 72. Go ahead, roll this, T. This is a wild scene.
Yeah, it's just an interesting scene.
So far we're all friendly. We're hugging guys.
Yeah, I'm turn the volume down. We don't need the volume. It seems friendly at first with all the players. And then here we go. That's where you see. So right there is where you see Liam Cohen say, "Keep your name out of my mouth." Right there, he's yelling at. See, he's in the sunglasses.
He's kind of getting pulled back. Yeah.
And he's yelling, "Keep your name out of my mouth." And it's like, and there's Sala saying, "Come at me, dude." Oh, and
again, you do not want to mess with Bobby Saleh. You don't. You just don't. And I heard Bobby Saleh's response to that was, "I'll F your world up." That's what he said to Cohen. "I'll F your world up, bro." And I believe him. I take him at his word.
So there's Cohen on the left in the sunglasses, and you see the point with the watch. That's Salah's hand pointing at him.
Good call, dude. Far left, far right. Yeah. With the watch. Good call.
And then there's Salah, and then Salah. And he seems friendly with that lineman right there, and he's holding his shoulder pad. And
it doesn't look like Salah instigated this. It looks like it was instigated. Yeah.
It was instigated by Cohen, but Cohen supposedly is responding to Salah, talking about the sign stealing. And it's like, hey, dude, Cohen, where there's smoke, there's fire, number one. And number two, take your win and get out of town, dude.
Yeah, fly back to Florida, dude. Get out of here. And this also brings back memories of Harbaugh and Schwartz in there he goes. Yeah. Gotta calm his boy down. Oh, he's going back for seconds. He wants seconds. Oh no, that's just a handshake. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, these tough guy coaches. You remember the Schwartz Harbaugh kind of dust up in Detroit? That thing was, I mean, there were players in the middle of that. That was a crazy. Okay, a little Jesus wrestling, and then we'll get the last one. I put this in a few days ago. Here, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesus wrestling people without physically touching anybody. Just made me laugh.
I guess on a Roby Tuesday, it's rather apropos.
Do you have any thoughts on this? Jesus in the wrestling ring, Tony? Your thoughts?
It's just taking wrestling to a whole nother ridiculous level, dude, because I loved the wrestling growing up, and I feel like I've never liked it ever since, because the wrestling we grew up with Roddy Piper, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and Mr.
Throwing Junkyard Dog, you know what I mean? What was it? The Casanova guy, Ravishing Rick Rude, Rick Rude, bro, with the hair and the towel. Yeah,
Bobby the Brain Heenan. We had you said Junkyard Dog,
George the Animal Steel. Is that another one too? Yeah.
The Animal Steel. And Randy Macho Man Savage, like Hulk Hogan, of course. So this goes back to the ridiculousness, and it's just, the fact that, look at the people are going crazy in the crowd, by the way.
They're losing their minds, bro. And if I was there, I'd be like, after look at
He's like,
give me a little more.
Yeah, hang on, here we go.
I don't know. Something about this hit me the right way. Hey, listen, you know what I mean? God bless America, man. Only in America can you get Jesus Christ in a wrestling match. I love it. And by the way, I don't remember who it was, but somebody said, this is the content I didn't even know I needed. 100%. All right. Hey, Low Steve's talking Rick Rude and the Cow Palace. Great time to talk about Low Steve. And then we're going to wrap the show. Flex funding. You know, I talked to Carlos yesterday about the work that he does, about our show. We just had a friendly conversation. And let me start on that point. Carlos, Los D, our boy, very easy guy to talk to. And I do understand that when it comes to financial matters, your money, your future can be intimidating. And it can be intimidating when you are not armed with a lot of knowledge or information that somebody like Carlos, a professional, is. So that's why you go to a guy like Carlos. Of course, we don't know the roadmaps. Of course, we don't know those routes. We don't know about mortgages and how to refinance or how to do a reverse or how to get a HELOC loan. Well, you talk to Carlos about it, and he'll walk you through it in language that's easy to understand. I want to emphasize this, too, because the PMP community is spread out so far now that whether it's Arkansas Dave, whether it's P1 Chuck in South Carolina, whether it's Doug in Japan, we got people all over the place. Winks in Los Angeles. Los D is licensed in California, so he can help you regardless of where you are. You don't have to be Bay Area specific. He'll get on a Zoom call with you, have a conversation that way, or just a phone call, whatever you want to do. But reach out to, and if it's about a private money loan, he can walk you through that. If you are thinking about kind of not overhauling, but kind of reinventing your mortgage, he can talk to you about that too. Any financial money matter issue, Carlos is the guy to talk to. And I'm so happy to have him in our corner. 26 years of experience doing what he does. Carlos, as a guy, just tell you about the guy behind the business. San Francisco native, loves his Niners, loves his Giants, loves his Warriors. So a lot to talk about there. The other thing, he's honest. He's freaking, you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, seriously, these guys, a lot of these guys in that game, dude, they'll take whatever they can get from you with no regard for you, the client. Not the case with Carlos. In fact, this is the thing I love to brag about. Carlos won't let you make an ill-advised move that's going to benefit him but not you. He won't do that. He's not going to let that happen. He will never also kind of hit you with any kind of hidden fees. There are no appraisal fees, no fees attached when you're dealing with Carlos in a HELOC loan. Nothing of the sort. And he can usually wrap it up within 8 days too. So he works quickly, Tony. He works thoroughly. He's licensed in the entire state. So regardless of where you are, call Carlos and go to work with him for your financial betterment and your financial future. Carlos at myflexnow.com. If you want to shoot an email, Tony, or you can call him 925-250-4894. And last thing about Carlos on a personal note, I've noticed he has a pattern here. Every time he talks about Shanahan, he calls him Little Shanny. So he's tough love all the way with the San Francisco 49ers. And I got to tell you, Los D, I'm worried about Thursday, man. I'm a little worried. Tony, go ahead. Your thoughts on Carlos, then we're going to say goodbye. Go have some lunch.
I just love what I hear from people that have talked to Carlos. Obviously, I know my experience with Carlos, but I love to hear from people like my dear friend Pete Hoffman, who said Los has been amazing working with our unique situation. And months ago, Los told him, it's not that this is a tough time right now. Let's revisit this in a few months. Now they're talking again. Corinne from our own PMP Familia as well is talking to Carlos. I think Robot Centaur said he's reaching out to him. My buddy Pete Cruz just reached out to Los. They all report back to me saying how wonderful the experience is with Carlos, right, and how he explains everything to them and how he guides them. And he basically tells them how he wants to create a win-win situation for all involved. So it's just, we love Los and we trust Los, and you should too. And it's let's give the information out real quick, but for the audio version as well. 925-250-4894, 925-250-4894 to give Los a call, or you can email Los. He'd much rather talk to you on the phone or in person, but you can email him to set up a phone call or to set up a meet and greet. Carlos at myflexnow.com. And trust me, talk to him on the phone or go meet him in person, because that's where the bread is buttered. That's where you get the full Los, right?
Yeah, you get the full Los treatment, and also you get yourself protected and kind of cared for by one of the best financial guys we know. So to go to work with Carlos, enjoy the benefits, get yourself into a better financial reality, and thank you, Carlos. Thank you for supporting the show. And by the way, thank you, Don Peralta, as well. I love being inside the calculator. I really do. I love this whole look. I think we should do a whole show like this at some point, just in the calculator. You know what I mean? Running equations, running numbers. Hey, last thing, I want to update people. We from tomorrow on, it's going to be a pretty busy week. We have guests all over the place. We have tomorrow night, buddy of Tony and mine. We've had him on our podcast in the past when we were over at KNBR. His name is Bo Blanchard. He's one of the guys who runs the Mill Valley Film Festival, which is starting later this week. There's a documentary, in fact, about Metallica at the film festival. Actually, it's more about their fan base, which I'm starting to compare to the Grateful Dead fan base in terms of the way they travel. Tony, when we saw Metallica at Levi's, dude, there were people literally from all over the world at those shows, literally, like Spain, Brazil, France. So this film, one of the films at the Mill Valley Film Fest, is about the Metallica fan base. Then on Thursday, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him. His name is Rod Brooks. He will be joining us. He'll give us a really heavy Niner update before the kick on Thursday night. So we'll talk to Rod on Thursday. And then Friday, you can't live without her. You don't want to live without her. The one and only Kate Scott returns to the program because she is about to make NFL history, being the first female broadcaster to run play-by-play on it. Is that a Thursday night matchup she's doing? The Steelers game?
She already did it. She did it last Sunday.
It was this past weekend? Okay.
She was in Ireland, and she did it in Ireland, Steelers, Vikings. So that's when I texted her. I said, we would love to hear about your trip and hear not just about the broadcast, but about going to Ireland.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was the Ireland game. That's awesome. But yeah, she'll have grace to Kate. I mean, I love Kate. I really do. I love the girl. So Kate Scott on Friday, Rod Brooks on Thursday, and Bo Blanchard talking Mill Valley Film Fest. Oh, and of course, I'll be giving away some Freestone Peaches tickets as well. I'll start doing that tomorrow night. If you're free Saturday, come on out and support the Freestone Peaches. That's me, and that's all my friends. We'll be doing Allman Brothers music at Sweetwater this Saturday night. Tony, your final thoughts real quick.
Well, Paulie, first of all, I want to tell everybody we're going to start the show with the mailbag tomorrow night on the night flight. The night flight will begin with the mailbag. So check in early and often. And like Steve Groschel just sent in great pictures from last night's Slices for Sami party at Longbridge Pizza. He also had dinner with Will Clark over the weekend. So I got pictures of that, and I've got a mailbag full of stuff that people have sent us for the last, over a week. So we want to get to that. I also want to send good vibes to Juwan Jennings' ribs. I want to send good vibes to Ricky Pearsall's knee. I want to send good vibes to Brock Purdy's toe. I want to send good vibes to Mac Jones's knee. What else? Brandon Ayuk's rehab. What else, Paulie?
Don't leave out George Kittle. He's hurt too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dude, I saw Malik Mustafa most likely coming back week 6. That's great news.
Yeah.
So, the injuries have piled up. Dude, we don't even know. I'd be willing to bet Brock Purdy does not play.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would, but the problem with that is Mac Jones's knee is a problem as well. He's far from 100%. So you're right. I have a feeling Brock might not go, but if they put Mac out there, I'm worried about either scenario, to be honest with you. We'll see.
Where is CJ Beathard? Or if you look at his name, it looks like it says beat hard. So CJ beat hard. I actually really like that kid. I know he had a
great game against Green Bay. I remember that. He had a Monday night game against the Green Bay Packers. He played his ass off. CJ Beathard. We like to call him Beathard because one of our old listeners said that. I really think CJ Beathard is the guy. We cut that. It was so funny. All right, Tony, thank you, everybody. We love you, Stevie B, Phil Dawson, Dami Peralta, John Joseph, Patty, Niner Red Zone. Welcome aboard. When the levee breaks, great to see some new faces. Niner Red Zone, Pine Needle, Miguel, Sweet Mad Hatter, Robot Centaur. It goes on and on. We love all you guys. Tony, Little Diamond, David Lee Roth. I'm starving. I got to go eat something. I got some new roast beef downstairs. I got to go annihilate it. I really do. I'm starving. Yeah, let's go.
New roast beef.
I just went to the butcher. Yeah, I just went to the butcher. It's like fresh roast beef. I'll pull a little salt and pepper on there. We're gonna have ourselves a nice little roast beef sangy. Moments away. Yeah.
That is awesome. Do you buy it by the pound, the half pound? What do you?
I got half pound. That way I got a few sangies worth. Yeah.
Do you request it thinly sliced?
No, let them. They know what they're doing. They don't need my input. Just give me half a pound of roast beef, like a gentleman. Yeah.
When I worked at the deli in Tahoe, you'd be stunned how many people were very particular
Oh, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of you guys. Just do your thing. You got the slicer. I'm over here. You do your job. Yeah.
On the way out, can I just tip my cap to the late great Robin Williams, who used to come into the deli multiple times every summer and drop like $40 cash in the tip jar every time. $40 cash in the tip jar. One of the greatest human beings or the greatest celebrities I ever met.
My final Robin Williams story, too, this is the last thing of the show, is that when I was, I don't know, like 2009, 10, 11, those years, I had a place out on 27th Avenue between California and Clement. So we were really close to Seacliff, the really wealthy area. So I took my kids over there trick-or-treating on one of those Halloweens, and we went up to Robin Williams' house because everybody knew where it was, this big pad. Dude, he wasn't there, by the way. They had other people, but they had people in his driveway. And you know what they were handing out? Not candy. They were handing out toothbrushes. I'll never forget that. Nice. Robin Williams on Halloween was giving everybody toothbrushes. So there's my Robin Williams brush with greatness right there.
And before that, I love that, Paulie. And you've told me that story before. It's a great story. And on the way out, Paulie, we have some new visual aids. Compliments of Dom Peralta, if you'll stand by. We have a new logo for your new nickname, which is phenomenal. There you go.
Grab a bag, yeah. Grab a bag of stud nuts. It's a crunchy corn kernels. Yes, it's good for very nutritious stud nuts. Enjoy.
Or if you prefer the ranch flavor, there's stud nuts in the ranch.
I do like ranch. I'd probably go give me a bag of those stud nuts to give me the ranch. Yeah. Next week we'll do barbecue. There's all kinds of flavors we can explore. How about some Tony? Can I get some mesquite? Stud nuts, mesquite. Yeah.
Like a salsa picante.
Sure. Yeah.
All these stud nuts and master particles / stud nuts 4-0 in fantasy football. We're riding high, Paulie. We're flying high again, as Ozzy like to say.
And Rag says he wants his stud nuts extra salty. And with that, my final words of the day, Rags, if you're going extra salty, I'm going Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic, Uncle Salty. Okay. Nice. Give me some Uncle Salty. All right, Tony, wrap it up with Dave. Let's go.
Oh, sorry. Threw me off there.
You don't even wait around. Tony's not waiting around. I mean, the CrossFit. I don't know if you guys realize the genius, the mix master, Tony, going on over there on the wheels of steel. All right, you guys, Arkansas, Dave, we'll get that for you, bro. Dill pickle stud nuts. I'm working on that now. How about flaming hot, like those Cheetos? Can I get some flaming hot stud nuts, please? Tony, thank you, brother. Great to see everybody today. Nikki DiFrancesco, Phil Dawson, Gravy. Love all you guys. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll do the night flight, and we'll talk to Bo from the Mill Valley Film Fest. We'll give Freestone Peaches tickets away. Thursday, Rod Brooks. Friday, Kate Scott. Busy week ahead. You guys enjoy. Hey, enjoy the playoffs. F the Dodgers. And thank you, Cron 4 Plus. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, YouTube. We love all you guys. Cheers. And we'll see you tomorrow night, y'all. Have a great Tuesday.
Take care, everybody. Peace.